Here are 6 habits tourists in France, especially American citizens, might engage in that will be considered awkward or inappropriate by some French people. Please don't take it personally. These are just remarks that came to my mind while regularly observing the habits of tourists in Paris.
1.
Speaking loudly in public places. In France, it is considered impolite to speak loudly in public places such as restaurants or public transportation. Americans may be accustomed to speaking loudly or carry on conversations in public, which can be considered rude or disruptive by French people.
2.
Not adapting to local customs and norms. French culture places a strong emphasis on respecting local customs and norms, such as greeting people with a bonjour. And funnily enough, this time you can be loud, or with a handshake if it's a personal relationship. Tourists who do not adapt to these customs or show respect for local traditions may be perceived as rude or insensitive.
3.
Expecting everyone to speak English. While many French people do speak English, it is considered polite to at least attempt to speak French when visiting France. Bonjour, s'il vous plaît, merci, au revoir should be a strict minimum to learn and use while you're in Paris. Tourists who expect everyone to speak English or who do not make an effort to communicate in French may be perceived as entitled or disrespectful.
4.
Dressing too casually. Okay, in Paris, people do not dress like they do on the Emily in Paris show. But nevertheless, French culture places a strong emphasis on dressing appropriately for different occasions. So don't dress too casually for certain settings. Leave your flashy leggings and favorite sport bra at home when you go to a fancy restaurant or museum.
5.
Expecting the same customer service you get in the USA. In France, customer service is generally more formal and reserved than in the USA. And to speak the truth, in Paris, customer service in some shops is just lousy. Tourists may be accustomed to more personalized or friendly service, which might be interpreted as insincere or overly familiar by some French people.
6.
Tipping too much. I made a video about it. Here is the link at the top right of the screen. In France, a service charge is already included in the bill at cafes and restaurants, and it is not customary to tip excessively. Americans are used to tipping, and most often quite generously, as service is not included in their bill back home. So leave some small change if you wish, but always remember, it's not mandatory, although sometimes dishonest waiters would tend to make you believe otherwise.